How are we? Good, happy Monday. It's I don't know. I don't want to say it out loud, but I can feel the winter in the air. I'm totally depressed, and it's Monday. It's not a good combination. Um, how are you guys? Minion will be here soon. Let's get going. You can lie on your backs. We're doing hips, 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 which means a little bit of rehab ish thingies. Um, which is going to be, I don't know how it's going to be. There's one that I'm not sure about, and I might not do it. The other thing is, we have Thursday is the last class because we are going on holiday. And then, so Thursday is the last class now, and then we have to do kind of a opinion poll, I think. Hello. Do you, because after that the school starts and I only have 15 minutes of the class to get them ready to go on the new school opening times. So I won't be able to do the class at 7:30. I will, however, be able to do it at 9:30. So the opinion poll is as follows. Is that something you are interested in, a 9:30 class? Or will that be it for us for now? Until everything has settled. I will be putting stuff on Facebook and Instagram if I have a time worked out that will work. But at the moment, 9:30 is that time. So let me know how you feel about that. Last week of holidays, I know. So we're going on holiday on Friday. So Thursday's the last class for now, and then after that we'll be back, and then it will be school. So if we are back on the new time, if everyone is okay with that, that will be on in September. Is it like the 6th or something? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something about that. Somewhere around that. Okay, I've spoken enough. Let that mull through while we start to get the back loose. Take your legs from side to side. I know, school. I did like the kids, having the kids at home. I have to say, I've gotten used to it, and I'm not a big fan of school as it is. It changes them. It, it, it grows their brains. Side to side. How do you do it? Let me yawn my morning out. Ah! And Growl, look at Growl. He's all happy and fluffy. It's getting better. And then back to the middle. So we're going to do hips, especially internal rotation exercises, to get the hips to move a little bit. So just hug in your knees. We will do, depending on our time, external rotation as well, which means a nice little pigeon. And it is Monday, so a little bit of an activation day, just to get things going. And then when you're ready, bring your legs in a block shape. This one is simple. We've done this one before. You have to keep your knees against each other, or maybe put your hand in between your legs like this, and then squeeze your hand, because I think that's easier, because that's going to mean you're not going to let the hand go. And all you're going to do is take the feet out like this and bring it back, and take it out and bring it back. And this is kind of a rep activation. So out and in for 8, out, in, out, in, able to spine, out, in, and just wake up. And last one. And then hug in your knees. Take your feet to the floor and let your knees fall open. So opposite than that. Let the knees fall open, navel to spine, and you can roll from side to side to drop those knees down. So a lot of those things today for the hips. And bring it back to the middle. Okay. The next one is the same. So bring the leg in. You can hold your hand there. Just make sure you're not letting go of the knees. Out and in. If you're good squeezing the knees together, you don't have to have your hands there. And in. Out. In. Go, Louis. You usually have good internal rotation. What's happened?
No. The hand. Can't do more than
And last one, feet down, knees open. And let that just happen. Oh, my tummy's still sore. It was sore yesterday. And bring it in. Last one. Bring the legs up, hand between the legs, out and in. Use your abs to keep your legs where it should stay. Back down, shoulders back, out and in. And last one. Take it down, feet open. Whew. Okay. The next one is exactly the same exercise, but we're going to do it on the side. So you're going to lie on your side with your knees on top of each other. So you're working against gravity a little bit. You can bring it in 90 degrees, so 90 with the hips. And that top foot's going to lift and go down and lift and go down. This is not something we do often, internal rotation. You should have more or less 45 degrees of internal rotation. Keep that knee, those knees on top of each other. Now, this is not going to make, if you are already someone who has that internal rotation when you walk, you know, knees bobbing together, this is not going to make it worse. So don't worry about that. And last one. Now we're just going to climb it up. So bring your knees back, feet on top of each other, knees quite back. So we're going to change between the two. So that was internal. Now we're going to do external and mid activation. So navel to spine, really tuck it in, like someone's punched you in the tummy. So someone's punched you in the tummy, lift up, keep the feet on top of each other, don't lift up the foot. And that's not a big rotation, that your leg's not going to lift up very high. Hold it there. We've done this before. As you hold up, squeeze in and take it down. And squeeze your bum, lift up your knee, feet on top of each other. Squeeze your bum in a little bit, Louis. And back. Take it back. Lift up without dropping your hip. Lift up. Yeah. There you go. You feel the difference? Yeah. So try also not to turn your hip back to the room. If your hips are on top of each other, they stay on top of each other. You're squeezing in and you're just lifting up that knee. So you've got this straight line. You're not rolling back to get a lift into that knee. You are trying to do the glute med. So that's just not going to target the muscle. You have to keep it small and you can feel it pumps, it blows up a little bit. If you lift up your leg, you can feel it there. It's a small muscle. It's not the glutes. It's the glutes little brother. So you can just try not to roll over. Keep those hips on top of each other in a straight line. And bring it back. Bring the knees back to 90-90. Feet on top of each other. And again, rotate up and down. Up and down. These are all activation exercises as well. So it is targeting specific muscles. So you don't have to look for pain or uncomfortable. I do feel it. Do you feel it in that one? Yes. Navel to spine and up and down. And last one. Take the legs back again. So just so that you see your knees not completely back, feet on top of each other and navel to spine. Don't drop the hip. Hold on to that hip. Make sure you're not dropping it back. Tuck that tailbone in. Oh, I just left my foot at the back. Don't do that. Small lift, squeeze, and just feel there. It's like a little bump coming up. That's the muscle you're working. It's a small muscle. It doesn't have
massive movement. So if your knee is going like this, then you're doing it wrong. So don't try and open it up too much. Bring it down, squeeze in, squeeze up, hold, squeeze your tailbone in, keep your hips straight, and down. And squeeze. Able to spine like someone's punched you, hips straight. Are you dropping back again? Come down. Squeeze your bum. Yes, stop. And down. And again, squeeze. And down. And squeeze. And down. Onto your backs. Just go up and down, navel to spine. Up and down, let your back stretch out. And feet forward, knees forward. You're going to roll up into a bridge. Once you're up, you're going to tuck up, squeeze, and drop the ribs. Hold it there. And then you're going to walk your feet out, drop your knees in. So walk the feet out to the side of the mat and drop your knees in. Squeeze up. And you're going to do the same. You're going to lift it up, bring it up again, and drop it in. Squeeze that tailbone the whole time. Don't go for height. Tuck the ribs in. Open up the knees and drop them in. Open them up and drop them in. And drop. Open up. Drop. Very simple little exercises. See if you can get those knees nice and close to each other. And the more powerful those muscles become, the easier it is to control that knee drop, to keep the height in the glutes. And you should feel that working in the bum as well. And back to the middle. Walk your feet back to the middle. Keep your nice and close to each other. So feet almost against each other. They don't have to touch. Squeeze up, tuck in, and now we're going to drop it out. Go onto the side of your foot, squeeze up, and bring it back. On top of your feet, feet forward. Go onto the side of your foot, open the legs, and bring it back. And open, and bring it back. Tuck the ribs, squeeze the tailbone. Use that tailbone squeeze now to keep you lifted, that bum squeeze. Open and close. And last one. Roll yourself down. And you're going to roll to the other side now. I have to switch sides so that you can see me on the side. Come down onto your arm. Legs 90-90, 90-90 with the feet. Knee on top of each other. Navel to spine. And you're going to lift up that top leg and take it down. Lift it up. We're just holding for 2 and take it down. Lift and hold and take it down. Something smells dead again. Can you smell it?
It's about sight. It's weird.
I just got a whiff.
Or it's growl.
No, it's not growl. Growly is not growly. And one more. Then bring your knees back a little bit. Tuck your tailbone in, feet on top of each other. And stay with the feet on top of each other. Tuck that tailbone. Don't drop the hip back. Just lift up that knee. Squeeze forward. Not a big move. Hold it there. And down. Squeeze it up and hold. And down. Hold. And you can, again, feel it there if you're not sure what you're doing. That muscle pops up just there on the side. And down. Hold it, squeeze. This is very good activation for the buttocks and for stabilizations. And one more. Bring it down. Bring the legs back to 90-90 and foot up, knee down and back. Foot up and back. Level spine. Try not to arch your back too much. So keep a hold everywhere. It's a little bit easier in that 90-90 position than it is with the one we do when we do the clam. Nice and chilled. It's a chill class. Yeah, I'm starting to feel it. Do you feel it?
Yeah.
I'm now just starting to feel it. And one more. Take it back. Knees just so that you can see it. Feet on top of each other. Tailbone tucked in. Hips straight. Feet on top of each other, so don't go for height. Squeeze and drop. Squeeze and drop. Not open too wide. Drop. Squeeze and drop it down. Do you feel this one already, Louis?
Mm-hmm.
It's surprising if you do it right how quickly you feel it. Always surprised with this one. Ugh. And two more. And another one. And we are done. Okay, you can lie on your back, hug in your knees, and roll up to a seated. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a 90-90 leg. So let's say the left leg is at the front in that pigeon shape, and we're going to go into pigeon after this. And the other leg is 90-90 from your hip back. So this line is straight hip to knee and knee to foot straight. So that's a 90-90 corner, and the same with the front one. So just make sure it's 90-90. And we're gonna lean. You can use your foot. We're gonna lean forward onto that front leg. Do you feel that stretch? There's a little stretch there. Do you feel it, Louis?
Yeah.
And then come back, turn towards the back leg, and you have to lift up that foot. Don't help it. I'm just showing you. Just lift up that foot.
So I need on the mat.
And then take it down. Turn forward. Go down over that leg. Turn back. Turn towards the other one and lift up that foot. Take it down. Forward. So that's the first motion. You're moving your torso towards the legs you're moving. Lift up the foot. Come back. Forward again. Turn in, lift up. It's not a big lift for now. And lean over that leg. Four. Navel to spine. Turn. Lift. 5. Nice big stretch. Turn. Lift the foot. Sorry, 4. And last one. Turn. Lift the foot. The next one is a little bit easier. As you go down in front of your leg, you can lift up that back foot. So lift, go down, come back, turn. So you're just changing when you're lifting. So you're just turning into that hip, turn forward, go down, lift. And because you've got that motion of going down, that helps you lift up that foot. Come back, turn into the internal leg, come back, down, lift the foot as you go down, come back, turn. So just a small little difference. This one helps you a little bit. It's a little bit of a cheat. I think it's needed. In last one. And then keep the front foot 90-90. You can move that back leg back now. And you can turn onto this front leg like we're going to do a pigeon. We are going to do a pigeon. So both hips looking down. Your weight is now on this front leg. The back leg is back. You can move it back as much as you want. And then just go down into that pigeon. Go onto your elbows first. And just hold that stretch. Do you feel it, Lou? Do you feel it where you should be?
Right.
So your weight is on that leg, your knee is safe, so you shouldn't feel it in your knee. If you feel it in your knee, do you feel it in your knee? If you're feeling it in your knee, your angle is wrong of your foot. So come back on. Make sure that foot is looking towards the side, not looking up. Still, is it still in your knee?
A little bit. A little bit off just now.
Better? No. Oh, you know what you're doing? You're lying on your shin instead of on your calf, the side of your calf. So turn that foot out. Yes, there you go. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
That's the difference. If you feel it in your knee more than in your hip, you're probably lying on your shin, so your foot's looking up instead of looking out. So just lean, go back a little bit so that you're on that side of your leg, so on the calf, the lateral calf. So move back a little bit so that you don't put the. Does it feel better?
Yeah. More painful though.
Yeah, it's not less painful. It's just not in your knee.
Oh.
You can go further down if you want, but don't force this. This is quite a big stretch. You now feel it in your bum, Louis. Okay. So Louis is going to stay, but the rest of us is going to tuck that back down under Louis. You stay because you need to stretch a little bit more. We're going to go into a downward dog, and we're going to walk it out and just get a stretch into the calves. As long as you don't feel it in your knee, you can stay. Walk it out. Nice big stretch of the calves. Take your time. You can bend your knees and try and push your heels back. Push your bum back. That's a stretch. And just walk it out. Navel to spine. And then when you're ready, onto your toes, push back, drop your heels, and just hold that for a little bit. Come back onto your knees. Louis, you can come out now. And we're going to do the other side. So the right leg is going to be at the front, in front of you, in, and the back leg is going to be 90, 90 out. So do your 90, 90 position. And with the first one, it's the one that's a little bit more difficult. You're going to lean forward. Well, that's a nice stretch of the back. Come back, turn into that back leg and try and lift up this back foot. It's not going to go high, it's just going to lift. Take it back and over that front leg. Back, turn into that leg, lift up, take it back and fold. Lift it up and rotate. Fold. Back, lift it up, rotate.
back, lift, rotate. And again, lift, rotate, fold, and to spine, so don't collapse the back. And one more like this, and then the easier version. You're going to rotate, keeping everything back, staying straight. You should feel that as a stretch. Forward, lift up that back leg. And rotate, keep everything down. And I find this leg a lot more difficult than the previous one. The previous one had a little bit of a lift. This one doesn't. And switch, forward, lift up. Forward, and as you go down, lift up that back leg. And last one. Back into pigeon. So just make sure, like I've said, that you're on the side of your leg and your foot's looking forward instead of up. And then take that back leg back as far as you can. Your leg doesn't have to be in a 90-degree angle. You can bring it down to 45 degrees. Turn onto your leg, so make sure that the weight's on the leg, and then fold over and start to stretch that. Down your elbows to start with, and just let that. If you feel it, it's enough. Is it better? There with the spine, and just hold that stretch. As you start to relax that muscle, well, relax, use loosely, you can start to fold over that leg. Well, stop. If you want to feel it worse, you can drop the left hip. And bring it back. Lift up, tuck your toes under, go back to downward dog and stretch out the calves again. So walk it out. Enjoy that stretch. Navel to spine. And then just hold that stretch. Navel to spine, tummy sticking out. Hold, let it stretch. Let those calves go. And walk your feet into the middle of the mat, bend the knees and fold over your legs with the knees bent. Hands on your knees and roll it up all the way to the top. Okay, so the next one is it's a strange little one. So we're going to do this. This is our last little one. So you're going to go into a squat. Just go into a squat wherever your squat is. You can open up your knees a little bit just to start with. So into a squat, and then just get used to those knees going wide a little bit. You can be high because we're going to do a little thing there. So don't worry too much about this. You can start to move around a little bit in your squat. Just get that stretch in. So Louis, look. You can squat forward if you want, Louis, because we're gonna drop the knee.
There we go. And now go back to the middle. And all you're going to do is you're going to drop one knee in, put it on the floor, and take it back to the squat. So one knee drop, take it back to the squat. I'm moving too much to one side. It's a lot more difficult if you stay in the middle. Can you do that?
Nah, not really.
So drop, turn the knee, drop,
I have to practice. I'm not worthy.
drop. I think you're doing it wrong. Drop, turn, drop. I know I'm cheating a little bit because I know you have to stay within the middle range. So put your hands on the floor and try and do less motion. Drop, drop, drop like this. Yes, it's easier with your hands on the floor.
I cannot be doing that.
Come back to the middle. That's quite painful. That was interesting. Did we like that one? Let's do it again. Louis, turn yourself forward a little bit, then you can see. Are you ready?
I really can't do it. I'll try.
Okay. Come back into your squat. So come back. Maybe find a little bit of a place where your feet's on the floor. Into that squat. If your hand is down, you're moving less in the hips to compensate. So drop and switch. Drop and switch. There you go. Or you can do it without holding on to the floor. And you should feel that working quite well. Drop, 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 collapse. Onto your knees. That was tough. How did you like that one?
Oh,
Lean back a little bit, stretch your quads.
another friend of mine.
And then when you're ready, you can take your legs a little bit wider, drop to one side. It's just that little squat we usually do. You don't have to lift up that foot at the end. You can keep it down. If you can, press your elbows against your knee. And we're just going to move from one side to the other side. You can lift up, external rotation, put it back, and switch up and switch. You can have your hands on the floor, switch like this, move over, switch, lift it up, or you can stay off the floor and do this. Oh, so painful today. And one more. I can't do anymore. And collapse. Back to the middle. Straighten out the legs, extend the feet forward, and just fold over your legs. Nice little stretch. Back straight. Nice little hamstring stretch. You can rock forwards and back, toe to heel. If you want, you can put your hands on the floor, toe to heel. And then heel toe your feet in to the middle, have your knees bent and roll up all the way to the top. To the back, I'm so out of breath. To the back of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. And forward bend, keep the knees bent, hands down. Oh, my hips is quite sore now. Walk it out to a downward dog. Stretch out the calves. And knees to the floor. Child's pose. We're done. Oh, that amplified quite quickly. Roll yourself up onto your knees. Lean back a little bit for that stretch. Sit up nice and high. Take a nice deep breath in. And you are done for today. Have a lovely, lovely day. See you tomorrow for whatever I can conjure up.
I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck with your fix. Bye.